Yo.
Fresh off of Mexico City. Feeling good. Feeling refreshed.
Tired.
We haven't even been home for 24 hours at the time of this recording. We have actually, we still in the air. You know what I mean? Like if this was what? We're 22 hours. We've been home for 22 hours at this time. At the time of whatever.
We got home last night at
11. Like no.
Like 12.
Yeah, right. 12. Damn.
Midnight.
Damn. Shit.
Bitch.
Damn. Wow.
Damn.
Okay. We running on fumes, but we got energy because we talking about
it's a good topic today.
A very good topic.
It's an interesting one.
Another reason why Chicago is dope. Chicago is without us in this world, the world would probably be like 100 years behind schedule. Not crazy to say that.
No.
Maybe not 100 years, but we be a couple decades behind schedule.
Sure.
So anyway, I can't wait to talk about it. Let's get with it. Y'all know what time it is. 77. Let's get it.
It's Sarah.
And it's Dario.
And we traveled through all of Chicago's 77 community areas. We shared some great stories and took you to our favorite restaurants.
But you know what? There's more Chicago history and food to discover.
So join us as we connect you to the greatest city in the world.
You know why? Because this is 77 Flavors of Chicago. I want to do. Remember last year when we did?
If we can keep up.
If we could say it.
I could say the whole thing. I don't remember last year's though.
Yeah, last year's. I don't even remember the beat.
Me neither.
Damn. How long has it been since we changed?
Since December.
Since December, we switched up.
So like 8 months.
8 months. Damn. Damn. It's been 8 months.
And not a single week missed.
Right.
Y'all. So
we putting in work out here.
To say thank you for us for releasing an episode every week.
Say thank you to us.
Please rate us. Please rate us. Share this episode with someone. It really is the only way that you can support us, unless you want to send us your hard-earned money, which we don't need that. We just need you. Oh, no, we don't need that. We don't need it from the people. We need it from the companies.
Right.
We need it from the big corporations. So in order for us to get that, share this podcast with people.
But if y'all want to donate, I am not opposed to that. We got Zelle, we got Venmo, we got whatever you need.
You can. We're on buy us a coffee. You can buy us. There's this thing. If you click the link in our bio, you can buy us a coffee.
Yes. Shout out to who bought us that coffee. I don't
remember.
I want to. You know what? We need to start doing that in the podcast, like shouting out these people that actually do, because that's fun. People like to hear their name. Obviously, the listener they follow us and they listen to us. Buy coffee. How do you look this up? We should have had this ready.
I mean, we weren't planning on doing that.
Yeah, I got it. Hey, shout out to Lena Rogan. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Lena Rogan.
Shout out to Lena.
You get this. That's for you. And you know what? There you go. There you go.
Coin.
Shout out to you for being a supporter of this podcast. We really do appreciate that, for real.
I love that.
Yeah, but how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
It was my birthday last week.
Hey, everybody. Happy birthday to you.
We don't have enough time. Also, we can't pay them.
Do we got to pay now? Man, I'm off key, so. Yeah. Right there. Hey, turn the big 3-0.
I know, I'm 30, y'all.
30. Hey. Yeah.
But I feel like I'm 23.
Yeah, hey, that's
good.
But
also, like, I'm 60.
No, you don't.
Being the oldest like mentally, not physically. Physically, I feel like I'm 18, but mentally, when you're like the oldest child, you bear a lot of the responsibilities. So
you age way different. Yeah. I feel you.
You're the oldest too.
Yeah, I am. So I'll be 40 next year. So we doing it big next year. We went to Mexico this year, Mexico City. Yeah, felt good to be in Mexico City.
So fun. Yeah, I love putting together these like travel itineraries, and especially like when it's my birthday, so I'm a little more selfish with those itineraries, because especially the day of my birthday, I really made it about like what I wanted. I tried to be considerate, I tried to make it fun for everyone, but it was me, my mom, my sister, and Dario, and we had such a great time.
They had a blast.
We went and saw the highlight. I think is the Lucha Libre.
Man, look.
So
I've never seen wrestling in real life.
Me neither.
And I watched it a lot. In
what?
16,000 people.
It was
just going nuts.
Crazy.
Yes.
It was so I can't describe how fun this night was.
It was very fun.
First of all, I found the experience on Airbnb because we booked with an Airbnb. I know people don't necessarily like Airbnb, and I agree inside the United States, but I find it in other countries it's still very usable.
Yeah.
And so we rented the condo. The penthouse.
Yeah, go ahead, flex a little bit, you know?
But I mean, it's like the fraction of a price of a hotel in the States. So, you know, you're still getting like, especially in Mexico City, because it's great value. But we rented, so the same, I used Airbnb for the experience, and it's you get pulque. Like you go to this bar, they give you unlimited beer and pulque. Which is kind of like a kombucha situation. It's fermented from the agave plant, but it's not distilled. So,
we got that, and then we went and got tacos.
Yes, then we got tacos. Some of the best tacos we had. It was so good.
Yeah,
and then we went to the fight.
Oh my goodness, and we got Lucha Libre masks.
Sure did.
Yeah, that was fire. Man, look, shout out to the guys that was there. Shout out we met a few people out there.
We did.
It was just all around dope vibe. Like
we had such a good time.
Yeah. Happy to be back home in Chicago though.
For sure. We missed our dog.
We did. We missed that dog Campbell, who you might be able to hear in the background of this episode.
Almost every episode. Remember when he was a baby and we had to crate him and he would just cry in his crate. Like the whole time, I was like, "Stop being so dramatic."
Now he get pissed off and just start barking loud as hell. Now I got to go in the episode and filter it. You know what I mean?
Now if we crate him, he'll be all right.
Yeah, right. Man, maybe I don't know.
He's definitely crate trained because he slept in his crate for like a year and a half.
Maybe he just want to chill. He's just sitting right now. Currently, he is sitting literally up under me. So, but let's get into this episode because we this one is good. Honestly, we be picking up some dope topics.
For sure.
We pick out some dope ass topics to talk about because, like, you need to know about this history here in Chicago, and we are going to tell you the history of Galvin Manufacturing Corporation. And you are probably like, why?
What is that?
Yes, why the hell are we trying to learn about that? Well, let's go. It was founded here in Chicago, 1928, by brothers Paul and Joseph Galvin, and they had a building. Guess where the building was?
Where?
It was over on UIC's campus.
Oh, wow.
847 Harrison. That's
interesting.
Building's not there anymore, but if you follow us, you know we was over there for Jane Addams. You know what I mean? like and several other things.
And we ate there for the episode Jane Byrne.
Yeah. Did I? Oh yeah, Jane Byrne. Yeah. We ever Jane Addams, Jane Byrne, all the Janes was over there. You know, so pretty dope. This was
pretty dope.
Yeah, so it was started here in Chicago, and their first product was the battery eliminator, and basically what it did was it allowed DC current, which is direct current. DC.
What does that even mean?
DC, like you plug in the wall. You know what I mean? Like it allowed DC. Which is a direct current. So if you had electricity going directly to something, so for example, this Rode Podcaster,
right?
That is DC. It takes DC, but the AC would be the like the wall. You know what I mean? Because it's giving you power to and from this whole building, right? That's what AC. It's alternating current. So. It just kind of like traveled back forth.
Almost
like
alternative.
Yeah. I think that works too, but it's alternating current is what AC stands for. Anyway, they created the battery eliminator for radios. And if you think about
basically you don't need to use a battery anymore.
Right. The
plug it in the wall.
The 30s, yes, you just plug it in the wall. People had batteries in the radios, and radios were huge back in the day, especially coming into, they started in 1928. I'm sure that this is probably why they started. The Great Depression started, so you need to listen to what's going on in radio, and you
even
got
after,
wars.
the World War
One. Yeah, World War One happening. So you just listening to the radio. So it was a need for an eliminator. So that's what they created. And at the time, again, radios were in about 66% of U.S. households. That's so crazy. They went crazy. Is what I'm trying to get at.
The only knowledge I have of radios, cars, phones, TVs, well, not TVs, phones, is from Downton Abbey. That's all I know about when they came into homes.
Yes.
Because I remember when they got their phones.
Yeah, I never seen that episode.
You would hate it.
Show. Yeah, it seemed boring. It seemed slow.
It's absolutely amazing,
very
but you would hate it.
Yeah, slow paced.
Yeah.
In 1930, they then developed a low cost radio for the car. For the car, and get this, y'all. Guess what they called it? They called it the Motorola. Oh,
okay. All right.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. Why did they call it Motorola? Well, there's a combination of two things. Motor, because it was in a car. And then Ola, back in these days, a lot of things had OLA at the end of it. And so I read that, and I'm not going to give you any examples, but that's what I read. So that's what they did. They just put Ola because it sounded fancier. It sounded like more premium. So Motorola is what they called it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, the Great Depression came. You know, we're in the 30s, right? The Great Depression was happening. And they actually got hurt, you know what I mean, like by the Great Depression, like everything else. But here's something interesting about this company, this corporation. Mm-hmm. They didn't like unions. So when businesses were going, you know, struggling because strikes and things like that were happening, they didn't believe in unions, of all places to be at. Wow. And not be a union. Yikes. You know, and not like unions here in a union town. They didn't go for it. But what they did was they actually worked with they took on jobs from other companies who workers did go on strike. That's how they kind of kept on being in business. And I guess in that time they were paying, most things were paying what, 20 to 30 cents. They were like 60 to 90 cents or something like crazy like that. Yeah. So they were making some money. So 1940, Here they come. So like they're starting to bounce back now, right? We starting to bounce back. You bounce back, boy. It's a problem. Shoot, bounce back. See you in 9 months. You know.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
You said no. Anyway, it's 1940.
Abort mission.
Yeah. Damn. 1940. They created 2 AM radios, kind of got them back in the game. The first was a radio used by police and military. And this was, the crazy thing about this is that this is like the first time that police had the ability to like speak and communicate, right? From the internally, externally a little bit. And also the military can kind of like talk to people, and the second was a handheld version of it. And that was better suited for people, like the military that was out there in the field, right? But the crazy thing about this is that it was like a huge backpack that people had to wear, right? So it was like if you was a soldier, it was 2 soldiers that had to work it, right? You had one person that was holding this big ass backpack, and then the other person that was like using this AM radio to talk.
That's wild.
Yeah, so it was crazy. Now, of course, that was short-lived because FM radio came along and somebody else, figured out, hey, we got a better signal to use. We got a better signal, that didn't stop them.
My grandpa's the only person that I ever knew that listened to AM radio.
Shoot. You know what? Fun fact about AM radio. I'll get to that I'll get to that fun fact in a second here because it's a current thing. It kind of fits this. Anyway, FM came along. They're sitting there like, oh shit, this kind of sucks. But they were already in like the handheld business. So what they did was they used the FM radio and they created the walkie-talkie, y'all. Yeah, look. Yeah, Galvin Manufacturing Corporation created the walkie-talkie. It allowed people to communicate over cleaner, less static, communications, right? With signals, with 2 devices. You could walk around with it a lot easier. And this helped out during World War II.
Right. You didn't need a whole soldier to carry.
No, you didn't. And you had the advantage because you could hear better. There was no static and things like that. So it helped the Allied forces kind of win some battles there. Also, moving forward, 1947, guess what? Galvin Manufacturing Corporation, they changed their name. And guess what they changed it to, y'all? Motorola. They changed it to Motorola. I got y'all. Y'all probably like, what the fuck is it's Galvin Corporation?
Can you imagine if like Hoover wasn't called Hoover Company? Like they just had a product called Hoover.
Yeah, right.
And they were like something else.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, no, you name yourself after your most popular product.
Yeah, right. And Motorola.
Kleenex.
Yeah, you
gotta be Kleenex.
Not tissue.
Yeah.
It's really dope because Motorola was born 1947 right here in Chicago.
That's wild.
Now they changed their name. They changed their name because at that time they had a lot of traction around the products that they were making. It was they were good quality. It was oftentimes cheaper also. So when they kind of brought it to the market and in stock markets and put it public trading, Motorola already had a name behind it, right? They created a ton of different things. They created TVs. Yes, Motorola created TVs to the point they also, I didn't know this, here's another fun fact for you. They along with other TV manufacturers, whenever they would create a TV to kind of like promote TV, they also created their own TV station. Or show. So think Roku when you get your TV. So like to promote TV, you know, you needed content. And so they would create content for this stuff. I didn't know that about TV stations or TV manufacturers when they did that.
Roku City?
Yeah, right. It was lit. But also when they made the TV, they made the world's first TV under $200. So
wow.
Yeah, so think about back in the day. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, so they were really doing big things. They made transistors, they made semiconductors, so a lot of different components. When it was all said and done, by 1962, they had like over 4,000 different electronic parts and components. So that's how big and how scaled Motorola had become at this point, right? Yeah. As you hear our dog whining. He's not enthused by this at all.
He's like,
what is going on? But now, one of the biggest things were the cars, and this is back to my fun fact here about the AM radio. Fun fact: did you know? I think it was earlier this year that there was a motion to cancel out AM radios in cars because
who's listening to AM radio?
Right. Well, here's the fun fact about it is that 80% of AM radio listens come from the car. So there's about to be, I think.
Where else you gonna listen to AM radio? Exactly,
because radio is not big inside the house anymore. We got all these streaming platforms. We got all these connected TV, all these type of things that kind of eliminated the radio. But there's going to be legislature to kind of like stop them. Stop that from happening. Because that's a business. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I love the Cubs radio. Pat Hughes and the boys. You know what I mean?
Is AM radio often like local?
Often local. It's often local. It's often news. You know what I mean? Things like that. I
was gonna say every time you're driving and it says like for traffic updates, listen to blah blah blah.
I was just about to say that. So when you think about that, like there's a lot of AM things that you need. So also in public national parks, things like that for help, safety things. Right. So there's legislature to keep that around, right?
Yeah.
So back to the business. The reason why I bring that up in 1965, Motorola partnered with Ford and the RCA company. I don't know if y'all remember RCA, but they partnered with RCA to create the 8-track player inside the car.
Wow.
Yeah, Motorola was doing big things. So they created the 8-track player. And your mama, your daddy, y'all probably, I'm too young. I'm about to be 40 next year. And I don't even know. I think I saw 8-track player. My old dad's parents had cars. I'm sure, I've seen it, but like we didn't need it. We didn't, when we was growing up, we didn't need it. But they created the 8-track player.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's basically, it played 8 tracks. It's like a cassette player, like big cassette player, basically.
Yeah. You know what? I've seen this before.
Yeah. Now, here's another thing. In the 60s, even though that was 1965, during this time, Motorola's kind of changing, okay? Like they want to change direction and kind of lean into the communication aspect of things. And so that's where they went. They went the communication direction. Now, I want to take it back just a little bit. 1956, they hired a new president of the company, since they are now publicly traded under Motorola. They hired, or they promoted Paul's son, Robert Galvin. So he became the president, and he was huge in the communications part. He liked the communication aspects of it, so that's why in the 60s they went that direction.
Yeah. We love a little nepotism.
Yes, we do. Speaking of nepotism, here's a debate for you. Fun fact, 1969, Motorola was part of a huge thing. Can anybody guess? I'm going to give y'all 5 seconds to guess this. I'm going to give y'all 5 seconds to think about this. What happened in 1969 that was important and huge that year?
Moon.
The moon landing. There you go. Yes. The moon landing happened in 1969. Neil Armstrong. And guess what equipment they use? Motorola was what they used to communicate to the man on the moon when he said,
that's crazy.
Yes. Shout out to Chicago. We be in the building all the time. I promise you that. So yeah, that's a nice little fun fact. Now again, kind of taking you back, like to talk about this direction thing here, give you some context. 1954, there was a Chicagoan by the name of Martin Cooper who started working for the company, and he had all kind of accolades that came along with him. He was huge in the Motorola, in the communication aspect of it. So when they were going through the 60s, he was kind of behind some of the technology, and he loved the fact that they were using the walkie-talkies. And so he was a huge Star Trek fan, and he said, I like this technology. This is kind of dope. So guess what happened?
What happened?
1973, he submitted a patent to the United States government. And the patent said, we need a device that is mobile, handheld, and connected to cell towers in the world or in cities, that we can use the FM radio frequencies to kind of talk and not have to move around. Because think about it, y'all. It's now we're in the 70s. Things moving quick. You know what I mean? People can't be tethered. You can't be tethered. You can't be tethered out here in the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to be moving. So that's what he did. That patent happened in 1973. 1977, they introduced the world's first ever cell phone, y'all.
That's wild.
Hey, the first ever cell phone was created right here in Chicago by Martin Cooper, a Chicagoan. He made the first cell phone call. Also, this thing was a monster. When he introduced it to, in 77 to people, they were like, man, this thing is a brick. Now
it's literally that like really big, silver looking thing
handheld,
with the antenna.
With the antenna. Yeah. That's exactly what he had. Now, you probably like, cell phone, wasn't in the car? That was corded. That was corded. Correct. Yeah, that was corded, and it was attached to the car. This was the first phone that was able to be walked around. You can make phone calls. Yeah. I think at that time they were advertising it could do 60-minute conversations.
Okay.
It was like 9 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it costs $3,000.
That's wild.
I don't even know what inflation was at this point.
See. You know what I mean? What year is this?
1977. So actually, 1983 is when it went to the market. So let's just see what is inflation from 1983. I'm
gonna look it up for you right now.
Yeah, please do. I'm gonna keep talking. So, now we got the world's first cell phone, thanks to Motorola, right here, Chicago-based company.
God,
what is it?
$15,000.
That's about right. $15,000 for the world's first cell phone. To get a cell phone back in '83. That's crazy. That's wild. 40 years ago today. 40 years ago. Shout out to the 40th anniversary of the cell phone.
That's crazy.
How come nobody said nothing?
I'm so sorry. That was 1977. 1983 is $9,208.
So little $6,000 cheaper. I guess that's a discount. I guess that's a discount. But yeah, shout out to the 40th anniversary of the cell phone right here in Chicago. Now let's keep it going. In the 2000s, as we go on, right? Because now we're what is that? Several years, right? Had passed. We got a couple decades, right? Mm-hmm. Where Motorola is moving into the cell phone space. They're still doing the other things with the computers and the chips and the semiconductors. Right. They ran into a little buzzkill with Intel. So they worked with Apple. They actually work with Apple Company Incorporated, not Apple, because that changed recently. But they worked with them and other companies to kind of create chips and things like that. They had a little leeway, but couldn't do too much. Intel
was just too niche.
Yeah, it was too niche.
They focused on one thing
and did it very well.
Yeah.
They focused on one, like you said, with the menu, food menu.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what Motorola was trying to do too much.
Well, let's continue because that's interesting take, and I agree with you. In 2000, they created. We're talking cell phones. If don't nobody know what cell phone the Razr. We all got stories about the Razr, man. Like I remember.
That's like.
That's the phone. That was the phone.
The phone.
That was the Nokia. If you didn't have no Nokia,
I had that.
I think everybody had Nokia before.
Do you know which one I had?
Which one?
That was my first cell phone.
3319 or something.
No, it's the one where you can take off the outer case.
Oh yeah, all of us had that. Yes,
that was my first phone ever.
Mine too.
And I used to beg my mom. Yeah. I was like, please let me go buy new. I had so many different ones.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But then when that Razr came out,
that Razr,
not only was it a dope ass phone, y'all. but it was the world's thinnest phone. It was flip.
Crazy.
It had color screen.
Yeah.
You could do
and you could put the thing in the corner, like
Yes.
those like dangling beads and stuff like
I didn't do all that, but like it was fire. When they came, the first one was the silver one, right? They came out with the silver one.
I mean, I only had the pink ones.
Yeah. The silver one was dope, right? And I was like, oh man, that's cool. But then when they came out that black one, your boy, look, I switched so fast from Verizon to at the time it was Singular. It was it was Singular. I think it was, and then Singular, got bought up by AT&T. But man, look, I switched so fast. I was like, give me that flip joint right there. I got to be out in these streets looking good. I was in college at that time too. It was up. It was up. So of course the Razr was the big thing in the early 2000s, but we all know that Motorola isn't the name that it was back in the day. And why? Well, 2007, guess what came out, y'all? The iPhone came out. Smartphones were they even survived they survived for a good portion. The Palm Pilot and the BlackBerry. They survived that.
BlackBerry had no chance.
Yeah, they did. BlackBerry didn't have no chance.
They said, we're keeping the buttons.
Yeah, they did.
Apple was like, all right, go ahead, keep your little buttons.
Apple really came out and changed the game.
When BlackBerry came out with the touchscreen, it was like too big, too bulky.
Yeah, it was. But I had a BlackBerry.
I did too. I had the BlackBerry with the buttons though.
Yeah, right.
I never got the touch one.
I worked at AT&T where they had that, and it couldn't.
It's just too much.
Because they had a touchscreen and buttons.
Right.
Because they were trying to still have the best of both.
That's actually a smart idea. Having both at the time.
At the time, it still didn't hit.
But Apple was like, no.
And it didn't hit,
Look
man.
at the smooth surface.
Yes, but so that happened. You know what I mean? Like Apple came out with that, and then of course different phone, different kind of smartphone spawned, and of course one of them being Android, Google. 2011. Because of this, they split into two companies, okay? This is Motorola split into two companies. You got Motorola Mobility, and then you have Motorola Solutions. I think you can put together what they are. Mobility was all the cell phones, the walkie-talkies and such. And then Solutions were the other things that they did, semiconductors and things like that. Yeah. 2012, year later, Google bought them. Google bought the mobility part of it, right? And of course, this was to help out their Android brand,
right?
So they had to do something with Android. But 2 years later, they sold it to the Lenovo, which is a Chinese-based company. Did not know that. They sold it to Lenovo and kept most of the patents though that came with the mobility part. So if you see out there, hello Moto, that's still, I'm sure was part of the agreement that they can keep, because that is they're the Android phones now. If you see the new Motorola Razr, that has Android-based operating system on it, and so that's why they are the way they are.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and of course we know how it is right now. They are still based in the Chicagoland area. Schaumburg is the headquarters right now. But that is the story of one of Chicago's greatest companies. Everything here in Chicago is great. The world needs to be thanking us because you wouldn't have a lot of things in this world. Cell phones, one of them. Shout out to the 40th anniversary of
the cell phone.
So there you have it. There you have it. I'm hungry.
Let's talk about it.
You said let's talk about it. Let's eat. So we'll be right back after this commercial.
And we are back.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Food.
Ooh, let me tell. Okay, you kick it off.
So today we went to Ina May's Tavern.
Ina May
and Packaged Goods. And if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, or since this year, we have visited the other restaurant that Chef Jupe also is running, which is Frontier.
What Chef Jupe is? Chef Brian Jupiter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Frontier is all meat. It's,
all meat.
They smoke meat. They, of course, they have like other things like mac and cheese and stuff like that. It's absolutely delicious. Yes. And they have these really cool smoke sessions that we've actually posted about it on our TikTok. So if you want to go check that out, go ahead. Please do. But yeah, today we thought we have to try Ina May. They've been around for a few years now, and for some reason we just never have been.
Been busy.
I know, for real, but. it's been on our list for a very long time, and so we thought we'd check it out. A little bit of history about the place. Well, a little bit of history about Chef Jupiter. He was a finalist on Chopped. He has been nominated for multiple James Beards Awards.
Didn't he win?
Didn't
he win?
I don't believe so.
Is one of those things he won?
I don't believe. I think he's.
He should have won. Shit.
Yeah, for real. And then Ina May is on the Bib Gourmand. This year is their third year, not in a row. I believe it was 2019, 2020, and then 2023. So congrats to that, because that is awesome.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, and if you don't know what the Bib Gourmand is, it's basically so the guy that used to make the Michelin tires loved to eat, and so he would make these lists of restaurants that he would go to and he would absolutely love. And every time you buy a tire, the kit list would come in your car. Like after they give you your tires, they give you the list of they would give you a list and they'd be like, hey, here's some restaurants that we like that you can go and enjoy in your area. Stop. And then every year they started re-releasing the list, changing some things around. He would visit more restaurants, and restaurants started wanting to be on this list because a lot of people were driving with Michelin tires.
Yes.
So they wanted to be on this list, and so it became a really important honor to be a Michelin
star chef,
a restaurant. So and he would give them stars. He would say 1, 2, 3 stars. And then over time it kind of grew, and then the Bib Gourmand came about, which is if in order to qualify for a Michelin star, you have to be fine dining 99% of the time. I feel like maybe that is not very accurate.
But what's fine dining?
Fine dining, there are some criteria. So it's like price, service, what kind of food you're making, where are you sourcing it from?
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
is
that
it
makes sense.
white cloth? But there are some Michelin star restaurants that are street food. I believe there's one in Singapore that is actually like in a market. But the Bib Gourmand came about for restaurants that did not qualify for the Michelin, but are kind of like at the same food
caliber
standard, right?
Yeah.
So Chicago has many of these restaurants on its list, on this list. And so for example, if you cannot afford to go to a Michelin star restaurant, because it's often very expensive, I would say like the cheapest Michelin star restaurant, I don't know, maybe like $200 a person.
Yeah.
And if you just don't want to spend that on an average fucking Saturday, you can go to a Bib Gourmand restaurant and spend like $60 on a person, which is still a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then there's some that you spend like $20 on a person and you still get great food.
Yes.
This is one of them. This is a place where you can go and you can spend $20 and have great food in a wonderful atmosphere.
Yeah.
High quality like food, service, drinks, experience, vibe, if it is what you're looking for. And if you don't believe me and you want some French person to tell you, listen to the Bib Gourmand. So
you want some French person to tell you.
I don't know. People have different tastes. Shit, I don't know. But this is congrats to them. But let's talk about it a little bit. So it is a tavern.
Okay. It's
tavern style, right? So you go in, it's very like wood, very rustic, a huge bar with like all the alcohol that you can think of up there. They do make their own house cocktail, which we'll talk about in a second, or house punch. High top tables with little stools, not little, just stools.
Yeah.
They do have a patio outside. They have live music every Thursday.
Yes.
And basically this is the second location that Chef Jupe started. Ina May is his grandmother, so the restaurant is named after his grandmother, and he visited New Orleans a lot with his partner that has opened the restaurant, like the CEO, the guy that owns the other half of the restaurant, or so I don't know what the deal is, but they visited New Orleans a bunch of times, and so they decided on this menu of items that is honestly a hit. We only had the brunch, so we were there for brunch, and it was amazing. The restaurant does close between lunch and dinner, so the kitchen shifts. But
this is a whole. You walk in and just feel good. It
does.
I've never been to Louisiana or New Orleans. I've never been there, but let me tell you, I'd imagine this is a similar vibe. You know what I mean? Of one of the places you walk to, it just feels dope in there. People seem happy. What I always love is that you to see so many different types of people in a space. You know what I mean? Vibing out and that's. I don't know if I know we talk about it, but like if that's not said enough, you know what I'm saying? Like to see this world is cruel. You know what I'm saying? Like and to see like people communing over food. Man, it's just a beautiful thing. That's what you see here. You know what I'm saying? It's just food just make everybody like come together. Period. That's what it is. So
for real,
very dope, very dope,
very. And yeah, the service was amazing. We did make reservations, and they do recommend that you do that. You know, just because it gets busy.
They get busy. Yes,
and they same thing as Frontier. They always have like events happening that you can choose to go to. So like today after brunch at around 4 p.m. they had a like a burlesque.
And you see them, they're walking in while we were sitting there. They were walking in, getting ready. It was
so cool.
Yeah.
And you know, like Frontier has the smoke session, so there's always like these events. There's always happy hours. They're doing something for Labor Day weekend, and so yeah, it's pretty cool. But let's talk about what we ate.
Let's
get to the meat and potatoes.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes, which we did not have any of that.
We did not.
But we had the first thing that we had the hush puppies.
Well, yes, the first thing we had was the hush puppies.
Oh my god!
Which I almost did not order.
Yes.
But so if you don't know what hush puppies are, they're fried corn fritters, and they serve them with a honey pimento butter. And these hush puppies, I've never had a hush puppy this large. Yes. I would say it's the size of an egg.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I would say that's about accurate.
Yeah. It's like a circular egg.
But so y'all most time I think it's like cornmeal. You know, it's basically like cornbread is what the hush puppies are. Excuse me. then I muted myself afterwards.
After you were done.
After I was done. Yeah. So that's what they are. But like this, I've never had a hush puppy with corn in it.
Like corn kernels.
Corn kernels, y'all. Like I was like, yo, what? And it tastes good. I mean,
it's delicious.
Man, look, it was so good. And then he got this butter. Your boy got hiccups. I'm grown.
The pimento honey pimento butter.
Honey pimento butter. Why do I keep saying brother?
That's the like third time you've said brother instead of brother today.
Different, pause. No, but it had that butter that you put on that. Man, just everything about that.
Yeah. So
that was one hell of a start.
That was really good.
That was a good start.
And here's the thing: you get 5 of them in there. I regret eating all of them because I was so full when the rest of the food came. Yeah. But I could not stop.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I mean
they're so hot.
Yes,
you pull them apart, and I was like, the butter's kind of like hard, like it's not gonna spread. And as soon as you put, as soon as your fork or knife reaches,
it melts,
and
it's just like, okay. Well, how do y'all do?
They know what they're doing.
They do. They know what they do.
They don't need me to tell them.
Fire.
The next thing we got, I'm gonna start from the top of the menu. We had the fried chicken and pancakes. So it's buttermilk pancakes layered with vanilla custard and pralines, topped with whole golden chicken wings and drizzled with pure maple syrup.
So good, y'all.
Listen, I tried those pancakes towards the end because it was later in the day, and I was like, I don't know if I want to eat pancakes. I just want you to know that I ate a few bites because it was the end and I was full, but I also came home and I ate a whole pancake cold with my hands.
Yes.
That is how good that pancake was.
Yes.
It was crispy edges, fluffy as all hell.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know there was going to be... I did not read the description of the menu
when
I ordered it. I did not know there was vanilla custard and praline because that was so good.
That took it from A to B.
I cut the pancake and I was like, what is that? Like a little thing came out and I was like, what is that? And then I looked at it was a praline. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's like, and so y'all, just to give you, I've never had chicken and pancakes, y'all. We have chicken and waffles, but not chicken and pancakes.
It's a good combo.
Very good combo. And the chicken.
The
breading that they put on the batter. Unreal. Like
it was very good.
Wow. Like if you've been to Frontier, you kind of know what to expect. But it's just like you said, it tastes different.
It's very different.
Yeah,
Frontier is more of like you feel like you're in the desert eating like smoked meats.
Yeah.
This is more like I'm on the I don't know.
But it
was humid today, so it matched the vibe too. I assume that's what.
Yeah, right. All we needed was a goddamn alligator come swimming up. That would have set it off.
From Frontier.
From Frontier, there you go. But it was but that was good. And
then we got the cheddar crab dip, which is a cheesy crab dip served with New Orleans Zapp's kettle chips.
That you have to do with all this. You got to do with friends. You know what I mean? Like, definitely get this with friends. It is absolutely absolutely. It is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good if you like crab.
Yes.
It's shredded crab, and so it's really, really good. Tasted pretty fresh.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not the best judge of like seafood. I only started just eating seafood like later in life. So, but I liked it. So it didn't have the fishiness that I usually don't like in seafood.
Yes,
so,
it was.
If it is fishy, it's probably bad.
I feel like the dip was just it was so different. You know what I'm saying?
It was pretty good. I really, really liked it.
I really, really enjoyed that. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
What else? Let's keep on going. This shit was. You get some chips and everything.
All right. So the catfish po' boy, the fried catfish po' boy. I was surprised that you liked it because it has a lot of things that you don't like, even though you do like catfish. It had pickles, it had tomatoes.
I mean, all of it set off. It all set off together.
It was. I mean, it was amazing. It was, first of all, it's a pretty thick sandwich.
Look, I'm starting this year. I've been really, really messing with po' boys.
Yeah,
I've really been messing with. Not that I haven't been ever, but like it is so good, and especially when you put like good ass flavor on the po' boy.
I was gonna say their sauce that they had on there was just.
Oh my goodness! Everything just felt good. Fresh, and they got several different po' boys for you to choose from. Yes. So you got the crispy chicken, the Nashville chicken. Yep. You got shrimp, 2 types of shrimp. Yeah. So you get the blackened or you get the fried shrimp. Right. And we had that at Hagen's, so I was like, let me just switch up the po' boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I did. That's why I got the catfish, and I love catfish. First of all, this was fantastic. The way the batter that they make for the fish. Oh my goodness.
My God,
y'all going crazy! You're going crazy, y'all.
For real.
And it comes with
so seasoned,
and
it comes with a shit ton of fries.
Like,
and they're like Cajun seasoned fries. Oh, they're just amazing.
Just amazing. Just going crazy.
Next we got as sides. We got the red beans and rice.
Now
that's red beans and Dewey sausage and rice for you.
Yeah, because that was again. We need to read this menu because I did not realize what was going on.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I also. I think this is some of the best andouille sausage I've had.
Yeah, it was. It's got to be up there.
I really, really liked it a lot. It was absolutely delicious. It's also some really good beans and rice, and we've had a lot of beans and rice.
Yes,
and I often love it. I mean, it's like a really good dish in my opinion in general. But this was really delicious.
I'm gonna say this: it ain't no way that I could ever have other red beans and rice and not think about this now.
Yeah.
This is the gold standard for me. Like gold standard. like it's so just good. Man, shout out. Shout out to everybody involved in making
the making of
this food. Y'all, you got to try. It's like a must. Honestly, I would go there just to get that, and like I would pick one other protein. I don't even know which one, but I would pick it and then have that red beans and rice.
And that's it.
Yep. But that's until you get to the mac and cheese, y'all.
Listen, I want to tell you something. I know you're listening to this and you're saying, "Damn, these fat ass people eating all this food," and that's fine. I agree with you. It's a lot of food.
Right.
We've both gained like 20 pounds since we started this podcast. It is what it is. That's between you and God. Okay, so if you want us to lose weight, listen more so we can get rich. So, so we can afford these surgeries.
These surgeries. You're about to get that lap band.
That's the only way that this is going to work out. But genuinely, we had such a hard time picking things off this menu.
Sure did.
Because everything sounded amazing.
Everything.
But also when we picked them, I was like, I want to pick like every time I bit into something, I was like, "Ooh, that's really good. I think that's what I'm going to say is my favorite." But I literally can't.
Sarah actively had to tell me, stop eating the rice so you can eat other things. I was just...
I was like, you're going to get full. Rice is going to fill you up. And it's a huge portion of rice.
Huge.
Mind you, the rice is like, what, $8-9? And it's a
huge,
really good portion of rice.
That's something we need to talk about. And this was the brunch menu, of course, y'all. You get a huge portion a huge portion for these.
It's about like 2 cups cooked rice.
Yeah, easily.
I would say.
And then a shit ton of protein in it.
Yeah. There's sausage in it, and
Yes.
there's 2, like a half a link cut in half on top.
I mean, like I was just like, wow, this is amazing. But then, like I said, the mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese was
so
really
they got
good.
he got mac and cheese at Frontier.
I don't know why I would say the Frontier one is better. I don't know why.
I think so. I think I would agree with that.
Okay.
I mean, the Frontier. This one is a little bit more liquidy. A little, but now here's the thing, y'all.
I like a.
I do. I know. I get it. But like,
thicker.
how does he have 2 of the best mac and cheeses that we've had? I've had.
But
me
you
personally.
say that.
No,
about
I
every
don't say
mac and
that.
cheese.
No, not about everyone. I'm saying best in this time. I say the other ones. I do probably be saying it, but like, but here's the thing. This is some of my favorite. Like, I would go. It's this, the Luella's.
Yeah, Luella's.
Frontier. Yeah, Frontier. Now, Virtue, Cleo.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like Cleo's going crazy. We had another one that was just going like absolutely bonkers. But this was dope. And like what's crazy to me is that he can make 2 different styles of mac and cheeses, and they be both different, but both are like, wow, this goes so well. You know what I'm saying? Again, good portion size too for a side. Like this is just, I'm like taken aback on this whole menu, man. Like
For real.
It's crazy, y'all.
And then we had to finish it off with the beignets. And it comes 3 beignets with powdered sugar. Mm-hmm. These are huge beignets. I also
massive.
I ate a smaller one there, and then I came back home and I ate another one.
These bad boys are large.
Yes.
Like with the confection powder.
Confection. Oh, yeah.
You know, I look
powdered sugar.
Yeah, whatever. You know, that's what it is. It's whoo, man. And they come out fresh.
Like I couldn't hold it. It was so hot.
You couldn't even hold it. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to take a bite and then all like I mean, this mic was too close to me to be doing all that. But it was so good to have it. There's a lot of confection powder on it. So when you pick it up, you're going to spill. Yes, you're going to spill. You can have one shit all over your mouth. Questions gonna be coming, but it's good. It's very good.
Yeah,
it's very good. Like
the last thing is Dario had the Iname's House Punch, which is it's a rotating punch, and it's boozy, obviously. This one is fresh citrus, seasonal fruit, and brewed tea. This
was so good. It hit so well with that whole like brunch type vibe. It was like, this is gonna sound crazy, but I forgot I had it there because of 2 things. The food was so good, but also I was drinking it as if it was like it belonged. Like it was, you know what I mean? Saying like this, I don't want to sound like it's a slight, but like it was so good. It just blended in. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like it was so good. I only had one. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it was midday, not trying to get toasted on a Sunday like that. But it was it was so good, y'all. Like honestly, I would keep trying all of the drinks that they have every time, because it was, if this was any kind of test or like gauge, you pass, bro. You pass. I mean, because that shit is
for real. And also, I'll probably mention that like I saw a few people order the mimosa, so I was like curious, and I looked at the menu, and you get like a bottle of whatever their house sparkling is, and then you can pick 2 juices for $30, which is like not terrible in comparison with
at all.
It's not bottomless, but like, you know, it's a bottle of champagne, 2 juices. I think that's decent.
That's not bad.
I mean, I haven't been drinking in a while, so I don't remember mimosa pricing, but that seems fair to me. I feel like for a brunch,
I'm bad with pricing anyway.
Between 2 people, $15 a person.
That's
for
not bad.
Half a bottle of champagne and some juice.
Yeah, right. I feel like
that seems decent.
Yeah, I feel like that's like decent.
More. That's the price of a cocktail.
Right.
So
I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm
with it, y'all. I'm also shout out to before we get out here real quick. Shout out to the Pioneer Group that they've been rocking with us low key. There's some things that some people that be rocking with us like heavy out here in these streets, and they one of them. So
but this is still not a paid.
It's not right. It's not. But like
paid episode,
you know,
this is not sponsored.
I like them. They got their group that we rock with. They're very nice people. They always show us love, man. So shout out to them. But yeah, that's all I got.
That's all, folks. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to be so grateful that we gave you an episode every single week for the last 2 years, go ahead and share this episode with someone you like. Or leave us a review. Only if it's good. If it's bad, just DM us so we can delete it and never look at it.
We'll be better. You said we gonna be something.
Yeah.
Better might not be one of them.
And if you did not like this episode, I don't know what to tell you. Go eat some Inamaze and maybe it'll put you in a better mood.
That definitely will put you in a better mood. See you next time.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope you enjoyed that. Please follow us on all social media at 77 Flavors Shy. And if you have any ideas and things you want to learn about, please email us at media@77flavorsshy.com.
Yeah, and if you could, also head on over to our YouTube channel, same thing, 77 Flavors Shy, and give us a follow, give us a like, and give us a good rating there. Make some comments. Go ahead and subscribe. We love y'all. See you next week.